Hello friends! Welcome back to another video on the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today is going to be a sort of plan with me. No, it's going to be a plan with me. I'm going to set up my weekly planner spread in my B6 paper test design chapter 25 yearly notebook. So the way that this works is every month there's a weekly horizontal page set up that's half horizontal dated squares and half grid. And then after each of those pages, you have 7 blank grid pages that you can date or not date to your liking. So for me, I like daily journaling, so I do not use any extra grid pages for planning. So I do only set up this one weekly horizontal spread from week to week. So I always start on the right hand side of that weekly page. I start on the grid side by setting up my sleep tracker. So on the vertical axis, on the vertical axis, I set up the number of hours that I sleep. I start from as low as 4.5 hours and go up to 8. And woo, apologies for my forehead and glasses popping into the screen. I just get super laser focused when I set this up, which is why I don't like, this is probably the only time I'm ever going to film this unless I switch up my routine. But anyways, and then on the horizontal axis, of course, I do the days of the week starting from Monday all the way through Sunday. That's also how the horizontal boxes are set up. It starts on a Monday and ends on a Sunday, so I just keep that consistent. So I'll set up that tracker and keep up with it through the week. And thankfully, if I fall behind, it's not too terrible of a situation, I guess, because I have an Apple Watch and I sleep with my Apple Watch on so that it will track my sleep, so I can always look at the data on my phone if I need to. And then these tiny icon stickers from Coffee Monsters Co. I use to track things for my son Miles. So I will track making sure I give him his daily vitamin with an iron supplement. And then I also track his bowel movements. Yes, I know, mom things. And then right under that, I either use a to-do sticker or a this week sticker to start my running to-do list. And then looking on the left side of that planner page, I start to set up the events for the week. And so there is a blank box at the top of each horizontal weekly setup. So you have like 8 horizontal boxes, but I never know what to put in that top box. So I always just try to pick a washi from my collection that would complement the sticker colors or theme of whatever I have set up on that opposite page for journaling. And so this week I chose this See Amy Draw washi. It's got some blue and then some green and yellow in the plants and the daisies. So I thought that would be a great complement. And then for setting up the weeks, I use a mild liner to draw a line down the middle. So essentially I have 2 boxes going down the week. And then I also pick a matching Uniball 1 pen color just to make the spread fun and so that it's not black ink all over the place. So on the left side box, I'll write events or appointments that I need to remember. And then that right side box, I leave blank to write in all of my workouts. So here I'm just using the chisel tip side of the mild liner to create a header for my sleep tracker. And then when I remember, I will highlight one of the rows in my toddler tracker just so that I can add some color and variety there and make sure I'm crossing off the right boxes when it's time. So this week we don't have a lot going on. My husband Jacob plays basketball every Monday, so I always write that in. Miles has a dentist appointment on Tuesday. And then my coworker is out of office Wednesday through Friday, so I wrote that in my planner to remind myself that I need to be extra focused for work this week. All right, and so Miles also is doing a 4-week Parent and Me swim class on Saturdays, and I remembered I had a tiny icon of like swimming. And so now I'm just going through all of my tiny icons and looking for some stickers to add to all of the events we have going on this week. I think what is it called? I bit off more than I could chew by getting this massive assortment of tiny icons, because some weeks I'm so lazy that I don't look through my tiny icons. But today, since I decided to film, I remembered to look through my stickers. So here I am, just adding some stickers to the events for the week that I need to remember. And then what I use to store all of my tiny icons is this Coffee Monsters Co. small envelope. I did cut off the button flap just so that the envelope could be less bulky in my planner tote. All right, so as far as my running to-do list goes, I like to start by writing in the normal things I do from week to week. And so obviously the first thing is going to be reminding myself to post a TikTok. It's kind of embarrassing to say that I just hopped on the TikTok train like a week or two ago. So if you're on TikTok, you can find me at Journal with Fran, but that's how I usually start my to-do list. Oh, but I did remember right before doing that I needed to finish last week's tracking. So I pulled up my phone to look at my sleep for Saturday night, waking up Sunday. And yeah, yikes, my sleep last week. Look at that tracker just going down, 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 down. And then finally Saturday night, I said I need to catch up on sleep. So I'll do that. And then I will average out my sleep for the week and then just draw a straight line on the graph to show like what my average sleep was that week. Last week was not a good week, and so I'm hoping to take better care of myself this coming week and have more than 6 hours and 47 minutes of sleep on average. Though honestly, if you're a parent with a toddler, I don't know, is it possible to get more than 7 hours of sleep? We'll see. All right, so here I am just going down my to-do list. Like I shared, I will just do a little checklist for posting a TikTok once every day. I'm just seeing how long I can do this and how much creativity comes to me. But that is where I start. And then depending on where I am with my YouTube, I'll have also a YouTube checklist of what I need to film that week, what videos I need to edit or upload. And then I will have a section that's like chores/other. And then that part of the list will just be the running list for the week as things come up. So I'm not super particular about, if like a YouTube task pops up, I'm okay putting it under the other. This is just kind of it starts off very organized, but at the end of the week, it just becomes a running list so I don't forget anything. And that's totally okay. So that's what I'm doing here. And once I'm done writing this initial to-do list, I am pretty much set as far as getting myself set up in my planner page for the week. There's only a couple of other pages in this journal that I need to be mindful of. The first being my step tracking here, and then the next is my personal habits here. I track them on this page because there's more that I want to track without taking up room in that weekly page. And then here I'll track my Happy Mail purchases, shipments, and deliveries. And then that's it. I am all set for the week. I've got my pre-decorated journaling pages ready for my daily thoughts and ramblings. So I hope you enjoyed this video, friends. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye!